your crime drinks. We're here tonight to celebrate crime writers and crime writing, and I am proud to say that we have 8 of the very best authors here tonight. Before I introduce them to you, I want to say thank you to Francesca and to Claire, who organised both the event in this brilliant venue. Claire also thought it might make my introductory speech a little more interesting if I told you a fun fact about each of the authors, or in other words, a secret. So, I'm going to start in no particular order. I'm going to start with our international best-selling author, Anthony Horowitz, who is perhaps best known for the Alex Rider series, but not for much longer. He has just published The Word is Murder, introducing Detective Daniel Hawthorne and his partner, Watson to his Holmes, who is Anthony Horowitz. The Word is Murder is a compulsive, deeply clever, deceptive, entertaining read, and was a Sunday Times bestseller in the UK and in Ireland. A little-known fact about Anthony is that he writes with a real human skull on his desk. Terrifying. So Simon Koenig is the acclaimed master of the race against time thriller. All of Simon's books are regular Sunday Times bestsellers. His new novel, The Hanged Man, will be published this November. So Simon's novels are notoriously twisty and turny. My favourite quote is that one of his novels has more twists and turns than a boa constrictor on speed. A less fun fact about Simon is that he was kidnapped as a teenager and was held at gunpoint in the woods. He emerged unscathed, but I do think that so many of his novels brilliantly evoke a key life-changing moment might owe something to this experience. Tony Parsons burst onto the literary scene with his best-selling relationship novel Man and Boy. He turned to crime a few years ago with his first novel for us, The Murder Bag, introducing Detective Max Wolfe, which went to #1 on the Sunday Times bestseller list. He says he writes crime novels with heart, and with Max, his dog Stan, and his small daughter Scout, this is exactly what he does. Most people know that Tony is passionate about dogs, boxing, and music, possibly in that order. But few people know that at the age of 23, he was asked by The Clash to be their drummer. Luckily for us, he refused, or he might well be in rehab in the Paris rather than with us tonight. So The Disappearance of a Teenage Girl is at the heart of Lisa Jewell's brilliant and heartbreaking Sunday Times #1 bestseller, Then She Was Gone. Her first novel, Ralph's Party, is sometimes referred to as chick lit, though not by me. But if Ralph's Party was light-hearted, Lisa's subsequent novels have been becoming progressively darker. And her last 2 novels, I Found You and Then She Was Gone, have been outstanding, unputdownable psychological thrillers. So picture the scene. It's 4 a.m. and you're in a nightclub, possibly a little drunk, with your best friend who challenges you to write that novel that you have been talking about for so long. Do you accept? Well, luckily for us, Lisa did. And a year later, she had a book, an agent, and a publishing deal. So great result. Now, if there was a Booker Prize for crime writers, John Harvey would have won it several times over. As it is, he's won the CWA's Silver Dagger for Flesh and Blood in 2004, the Diamond Dagger for a lifetime's contribution to the genre in 2007, and his first Resnick novel, Lonely Hearts, was named by the Times as one of the 100 greatest crime novels of the century. I am delighted that he's here with us tonight, and that next year we'll be publishing Body and Soul, Frank Elder's last ever case. What not many people know is that John is an honorary life member of the Notts County Supporters Association, which apparently is notable now as they are top of League 2. Who knew? Not me. Phil Redmond, best known for creating 3 of Britain's longest-running drama series, Grange Hill, Brookside and Hollyoaks. He's also written extensively for radio and stage, and his crime novel, Highbridge, is about a close-knit community torn apart by the death of a young girl. The very best crime novels, as many of you will know tonight, also function as social commentaries. And Highbridge was described by Radio 4's Front Row as a State of the Nation novel. Phil was Merseyside's style icon 2008, just edging ahead of Stephen Gerrard and Colleen Rooney. Finally, we have 2 authors and their crime debuts that are close to my heart. Amy Lloyd's first novel, The Innocent Wife, was the winner of the competition we ran with the Daily Mail to find the new bestseller. There were over 5,000 entries, but The Innocent Wife, the gripping story of a British girl who falls in love with a convicted killer on death row in Florida, totally stood out. Rights have subsequently been sold around the world. The book has been sold to E1, the makers of Gone Girl and Girl on the Train. Amy's fun fact, she She spent her early years wanting to be a dog called Rover. Amy, I'm so glad you changed your mind and you're with us tonight. Finally, a big welcome to Araminta Hall, whose third novel and her crime debut, Our Kind of Cruelty, we publish in May. Our Kind of Cruelty is a totally immersive story of a relationship that goes terrifyingly wrong. It is told from the point of view of a young man, Mike, who's obsessed by his former girlfriend, Verity. And the question that's asked in the narrative is how responsible Verity is for Mike's subsequent actions. Is she complicit or is she a victim? As the novel develops, you, the reader, must make your judgment. Araminta is the great niece of 101 Dalmatians author Dodie Smith and the granddaughter of Lawrence Beasley, who survived the Titanic and wrote a best-selling account of what happened when he got back to terra firma. So that's it. I hope you'll agree with me when I say that we are fortunate indeed to have some of the best, most interesting, most accomplished crime writers in the business, and they're all here tonight. There are crime brochures in your goodie bags with extracts and news about some of the other crime novels we are also publishing next year. Plus, do help yourself to books and book proofs, some of which have been printed specifically for this event. Thank you. Thank you to everyone for coming here tonight, and thank you to our wonderful authors. I just hope you won't kill me for giving away all your secrets. Have a great evening.